Hello, I'm iYli.
Hello, iYli.
And
I am Ramon Stoppelenburg from Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
nice to meet you. What is your opinion about what is going on today here in People's House, Bucharest, Romania?
This week we have gathered together as probably the most influential bloggers on the world to express our thoughts on conflicts, on situations, on how things go in our blogosphere, as we call it, and to see if we can come up with some kind of a structural element to leave a piece of us behind here in Romania and in internet history.
Is something new that you learn maybe from here?
What I did learn is that all the internet stuff that goes on in my country, the fuss people make on blogs on certain issues, when you come here, that all becomes irrelevant. It shows me how tiny my country is. In my country, there's no bloggers that get charged by the police or charged for hooliganism and go to jail. There's no custom agent that tells me I cannot travel with my laptop. So as the Egyptian blogger here has to live like, it opened my eyes in, oh fuck, we are free in my country, and the problems we look at in our country on blog-wise, that's just nothing. It's peanuts next to the real problems that are here, and we can address these problems as united group of bloggers at this forum and come up with a conclusion that we all stand behind. Hopefully the world picks that up and that might lead to a little change.
So Dutch people are lucky.
Not lucky. I think they are too much occupied with little things that should be compared with ants, while the rest of the world is concerned about the elephants. Maybe we should realize that all these petty things we complain about, we blog about, we Twitter to each other about that, it's nothing. But think about people that are now in jail, that are now being charged or something, on movements that are being created because something is structurally wrong, and people started that movement on the internet.
Yeah, I agree with this, but how about Dutch readers? Your Dutch readers?
My Dutch readers? Well, I must say I'm not really hyperactive as a blogger at the moment. So the things I blog are more like the top 5 travel destinations to go to if you want to travel cheap. So it gets me into the interest group of leisure, entertainment, simple tips. I'm not an activist. I don't point my issues up high. I don't scream out loud because at home I don't see an audience that is waiting for that.
Where did you start blogging?
I started blogging in 1989.
When you were still a student, I think, journalism.
Yeah, I was a student. I mean, internet was a connection with a phone line, so you went online for 15 minutes, and that was it, because it's like ticking away your expenses. You didn't have anything high speed. So the fun thing was you had a homepage, and you changed a homepage by putting something else on it, like every week or every day. And well, to organize that a little bit, you put a day above your post, and people started calling that a blog. The things I was writing about was just the things I discovered on the internet. Everything was new, so you could just link to the CIA World Factbook and say, have you guys seen that? It's information about every country. Back then, that was new, that it started. So you were looking as we call it ourselves, web bloggers. We were blogging the web, and or logging the web. There comes the name blog from. Where we were looking at those niches of, oh, that's new, oh, that's interesting. Nothing to do with activism, or it was more like, oh, look, there's the funny stuff coming up. And then you had YouTube coming, and then it became a circus of crazy stuff. So you could still be logging the web, but everybody would go like, oh, I know that about these crazy cats, or I know that movie with that crying baby, yeah. So it's hard to stay original as a blogger. And that's where people started to write about their own lives, about their opinions, and realize that they could reach an audience and maybe form a movement that is against something or in favor of something. And that's where we are now, where some people get repressed by certain ideas they have, and people want to shut them down. But that's not really how it should go.
What made you to start your big adventure?
Well, I always wanted to travel around the world, and I always thought it would take a lot of money. And thinking like, okay, if I don't have the money, how can I do it then? And I discovered that there are websites where people were just asking for a simple little thing, like sendmeaDollar.com. If you can ask for money, why can you not ask for hospitality? I'm asking for a place to stay. It can be a bed, an airbed, a couch. Just one night. I mean, I won't be a big bother. 1 week would be a difference. It will be very hard. But one day, everybody could say, yeah, of course. One day it's okay. You can go the next morning. Good. And if you help me out with food, then I survive too. And everybody can share one extra meal. It's not that I'm staying for 2 months. So everybody was able to share. And I realized that and created my website, letmestayforaday.com, where I got to travel over 2 years through 18 countries without spending any money.
I know. And what country from those 80 is maybe your favorite one?
If you travel that extensively, like staying at one place every day and then move on again, imagine 6 months of Canada. It's more than 150 days. So it's already hard to get your top 10 of experience or adventures from one country. So then altogether, all these experiences, over 750 couches or beds I slept in, over 750 showers I took. It's really hard to then say, oh, Africa was the most inspiring country, because it's hard to explain, hard to compare my experiences to stay in a black township in South Africa. Compare that with staying with the Inuit Eskimos in the north of Canada.
It's just different.
It's very different. But what I enjoyed most were people that had little. People had little, were so creative and more happy than the people where the kids were saying, oh, Dad, where's the second swimming pool coming? They were, how do you say that, spoiled. The people who had less are willing more to share, were more to
Thank you very much.